before the wedding. It's set up, it's about noon, and I've unloaded as much of my decor as I possibly can so far. And they're currently down figuring out the ceremony space. Now this is a tip for anybody. Make sure you ask for dimensions of space because this barn is much larger than I was anticipating, specifically these doors. So our idea to do the big fabric swag off the doors is going to become a lot harder. With that said, it's not impossible, but just make sure you give yourself plenty of time if you're doing a DIY wedding to plan and decorate, but also make sure you bring plenty of people. We're very lucky, we have lots of people here with us. So once we get ceremony space figured out, we're gonna start working on this. So throughout this video, I'm gonna pop in for some voiceovers. What you're seeing going up is a structure that was built by the bride's father, and this is going to be the special doors that they walk through. It's kind of a barn style of door. And we're going to, as you're going to see, put up the chairs in kind of a whimsical curvature pattern. So that way, despite there being 200 people in attendance, everyone will have lots of access to view the bride in her dress coming down the aisle. And here you can see it a little bit better. We're really building out this curve. And not only is the aisle curved, we also curved the chairs around. So pretty much every seat in the house had a very unique view. And as I heard after the wedding ceremony was over, lots of people were talking about how they liked having an unobstructed view of the wedding, which is awesome. That's exactly what we were going for. And you can see all of our helpers working super hard here and me bossing everyone around. Now this part went pretty quickly, and the next job is that I wanted to attach some tulle to really hold the aisleway. In some cultures, it's actually bad luck for people to walk in the aisleway or step in the footpath of the bride and the bridal party. And I do love that tradition, but I also think that adding this little pop of the turquoise tulle really added some whimsy. Now this is what the back of that barn looks like, and we were originally going to have guests walk through these barn doors, so we wanted to cover them with some fabric, and I had a ton of tulle, so we figured we would just use tulle, but honestly it didn't quite give the coverage we wanted, and we decided to go with a different plan. But it was really pretty for all of us to look at and kind of ponder before walking through for the very first time as a bridal party, taking the bride through and into this new chapter in her life. I just hot glued some flowers. Also shout out to my awesome bridesmaid team who were here helping me with all of this. We hot glued some darker blue flowers that I hit with just a touch of turquoise spray paint. You may have seen that in the prep video. As you can see, they didn't turn fully turquoise, just a little touch. Now this is the inside of the ceremony space. We've got the dance floor down. We've moved all the tables. We've set out the tablecloths, and then all those pre-made mason jar centerpieces are now out. Say hi to the vlog. Just kidding.
Hi, vlog.
And after he starts walking, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Got this now. Practice cry. You were sitting there.
I feel.
No, both of us are pointing in the final.
Now, after some silliness and an incredible dinner made by the bride's uncles and cousins, we got back to setting up the reception space. I ran some tulle with the bridesmaids' help down the head table for the bridal party, and it was just the perfect pop of color. And then we're adding more of those pre-made centerpieces. But as you can see, we also went ahead and added some greenery and some pumpkins. Next to the head table, we had the dessert table. And again, this is the beauty of doing your arrangements ahead of time with faux flowers, is I just ripped these out of the box and put them right onto the table, just a touch of fluffing, and we were pretty much ready to go. And that big wooden spool we actually found at the local rural boneyard, and we got 2 of those, so those were a really fun addition as well. Now the men folk had to jump up and try to help figure out the drape situation. Our original game plan did not end up working, and that's okay. This was just enough tulle to really hint that this was the entrance for the reception space, and I think it turned out beautifully. Well done, gentlemen. Here's one of our awesome bridesmaids, Brianne, jumping up on the ladder to affix these longhorn floral arrangements for me. I think you guys saw me make these in the setup or the prep video as well. And here we are just fluffing them out and around the longhorns. I call these the longhorn earrings. And you can see we were putting some photos up on the wall, and Brianne and I are back hard to work at floral. This time we are adding some touches of greenery and pumpkins and some white tulle bows to the beautiful rope baskets made by an Etsy creator. I will try to find them and link them below if you're interested. But these are for our flower girls. And how sweet are these baskets? They're absolutely beautiful as is, but we wanted to add that little bridal touch and the little whimsy of the white pumpkins, especially now that we had added so many pumpkins to the inside of the ceremony space. And you'll see throughout, we are attaching most things with zip ties. This is because it's such a secure hold. In my opinion, it holds better than floral wire. And then we just hid the zip tie after trimming it with the thick white tulle, and no one was ever the wiser. We also did this, as you'll see, for all of the bouquets. So when I do a bow like this, I just wrap my tulle around, and I do a very simple shoelace type bow. It's really nothing fancy, but then I try to pull it as far forward as you can, kind of like a bow tie, so there's not long tails, and that's just the girls wouldn't potentially get caught on anything. They were also wearing white tulle dresses, so we were very careful to make sure that we were not putting them places they could get stuck. As you can see, I've got a lot of menfolk trying to help us arrange photos on the wall, and we had a great team of helpers. Seriously, this family and this community just outpoured their support and love for this wedding, and it was just an absolute phenomenal turnout. I am still overwhelmed. Now, next up is the memorial table. As I mentioned in previous videos, we had a lot of friends and family members who were unable to be with us because of their place in heaven, and so we wanted to make sure to save seats and a spot in our hearts for them as well. Now we are finishing up on the aisleway, and I'm adding some fun white puffs to some of the chairs. We went every other chair, and then you're going to see, I think I'm going to come back in with some greenery, so just stay tuned for that. So we're still working. This is one of the rare talking videos of the night, but this project is super special because it is for the bride whose mom passed away from breast cancer when she was 8. So we are giving her a very special seat. So I will show you guys how I do a memorial chair. So her dad requested an open chair here and then her chair. And so before I get started, I'm going to take my materials and set them out. So we have her photo frame, and we have a bouquet that I made, and this is a replica of her wedding bouquet, but with the addition of some fall leaves for her daughter. So I'm going to take a touch of tulle. We're going to wrap this tight. Now there is some lacing to go on this bouquet. And that's just a simple bouquet wrap. And we're going to go ahead and just wrap it on top with some twine. Finish wrapping the bottom first. Thought I was going to need to cut it, but I think I had the perfect amount. So the base is wrapped now, and tomorrow we will add what else is needed. I'm just doing 2 simple twine bows until I have the lacing for tomorrow. Now when you're doing a memorial table or chair for someone, obviously it's kind of a reverent time, and we wanted to honor her as much as possible by giving her a front seat. And not everyone has a parent that they're remembering. A lot of people have siblings, and she'll also carry memorial charms with her bouquet, which I'll show you guys later. So there is this. We're going to tuck it in, and I'm running the end of the bouquet through the edge of the chair to further help hold it in place. And I'm going to go and grab some more tulle, and we'll do her chair big and special. In the meantime though, you might notice I added some fun white little puffs to the ends of some of the aisles. I'm going to add just some basic greenery to the other ones. So I'm going to do that now. Now, something I loved that went along with Jackie's chair was that Delaney reached out to me and asked that I make a secondary bouquet for Jackie that her mom, Delaney's grandma, could take to her headstone post ceremony in order to further memorialize her mom, but also to honor the new bride in her new journey in life. And I thought that that was such a beautiful sentiment. And I just wanted to share that I think that all florists, when doing memorial bouquets, should offer the family to do one for the day of and then a secondary one maybe to take to share. I thought that was really beautiful, and in the future, I think I'll do that more often. Speaking of bouquets though, the last job of the night was to add the live florals. So I went ahead and started with the bride's bouquet, and good Lord, this is massive. It was so large, in fact, that I needed to bring in some help. And thankfully, my better half was willing to jump in and help do his sister's bouquet. And look how beautiful it turned out with the live roses tucked in, and then the baby's breath for all the bridesmaids as well. This is the finished look the night before the big event. We have a little party going on here, folding napkins. So everyone, it is the end of setup day. It's down to just the two of us, and man, we got it all done. It was definitely stressful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the three of us. I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you again so much for supporting our channel and supporting Delaney's wedding. It means the most to this family, and we will see y'all mañana. Thank you.